The Pac-12, however, is a very interesting story. Now, I was on FanDuel. That's the sporting app that I go to for like team-related bets. I was looking at the over/under totals for win totals. There's 12 teams in the Pac-12 conference. Half of them, you heard that right, half of them have an over/under of 8.5 wins. Let that sink in for a second. 12 teams in the Pac-12, and 6 of them have an over/under of 8.5 wins. USC, Washington, Oregon, and Oregon State. And of course, there's Utah and UCLA as well. So when I told you guys earlier that the Pac-12 is going to be fun to watch, I'm not joking you. The Pac-12 is going to be a bar fight. If they don't get any teams into the college football playoff, it's likely because they're going to cannibalize themselves. So needless to say, it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen in the Pac-12. Now, that being said, the real popular pick is going to be USC. And listen, got to give USC their flowers. They are a very good football team. My thing is they could regress to the mean. Like, yes, their defense can very well be better, but they led the country in turnover differential last year. Do they go back to earth a little bit on that? That's the concern that I have. And generally the defense. Now, Lincoln Riley did make changes to his defensive staff to try to remedy those issues, but that historically has held Lincoln Riley back from winning a college football game, winning a national championship. He's traditionally not had very strong defenses, just historically speaking. Offensively, I don't think anyone's questioning his offensive intelligence. He's had multiple Heisman Trophy winners, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and now at USC, Caleb Williams. So that's all we know. That's certainly all we know. Oregon State could be a dark horse as well. Oregon State had double-digit wins for the first time in a New York minute. And Oregon State just brought in former 5-star DJU. Didn't quite work out the way that they wanted to at Clemson. But he's there at Oregon State. He's going to be better than who they had at quarterback. And that's not to mention some of the other contenders in this conference. Oregon's got Bo Nix. Utah has been a very good team the past few years as well. UCLA, they have I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but he's a 4-star true freshman. He's going to be fun to watch as well. And also we have, who else do we have? It's on the tip of my tongue. USC, pretty sure I talked about them, but one team that I'm really watching here, and this is going to rub some people the wrong way now. I think the Washington Huskies are going to win the Pac-12. Now, I'm going to let you be upset. I'm going to let you start getting ready to type something in the comments section, letting me know that, but Jake, Caleb Williams has certified him. He's a dog. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. How could you pick against him to win the Pac-12? Told you it was not going to be easy, but what if I told you Washington went 11-2 last year? They beat Texas in their bowl game. And they did all this without having anybody drafted in the NFL in the 2023 NFL draft. They had 0 pros drafted in rounds 1 through 7. Did not happen. You want to know how insane that is? Even Northwestern, all of the crap that's happening at Northwestern right now, they did not win a single game in the continental United States. They went 1-11 because their only win was against Nebraska, also in Dublin, Ireland. They had 4 NFL guys drafted in the 2023 NFL draft, most notably Peter Skoronski, who was the 11th overall pick. Washington brings a pretty strong core back from their team, most notably Michael Penix Jr. And Michael Penix Jr. was somebody that played extremely well at Indiana in the 2020 season, in that COVID season, actually got Indiana ranked. Now, think about that. Indiana was ranked in the 2020 season, and then he tore his ACL. Wasn't necessarily the same in 2021. He goes and transfers to Washington. He transferred to Washington, and he played really well in 2022. He's back in that same offense, same environment. They got their quarterback. Now, that being said, I talked about the 6 teams with 8.5 wins or more. They play 4 of the 5 other teams in conference play. They do play 9 conference games out there in the Pac-12. Most notably, it starts on October 14th. Listen to this stretch. Home versus Oregon, home versus Arizona State. They then go on the road 2 times in a row at Stanford, at USC. Then they are at home versus Utah, and then they go on the road versus Oregon State. That is going to be a brutal 6-game stretch for Washington. But they're going to need to go 5-1 if they want to go to the conference championship game, because like the ACC, doesn't matter which division you are from. You just have to be the 2 best teams in the conference, and you will go to the Pac-12 conference championship game. So, all things considered, I think Washington they may not have the best quarterback in the country. They don't have Caleb Williams. But if you want to talk about the most complete team in the Pac-12, in my opinion, give me the Washington Huskies, man. Give me Washington. I will pound my table for the Huskies. I think they can very well win the Pac-12 this year. And I would put money on them too, which, for those of you that are betting degenerates, I'm going to show you guys the bet slip. If you chose my predictions, what you're looking at in terms of what kind of payout you can get. So make sure you stay tuned for that.